Today I want to talk about the fear of changing yourself or becoming yourself, changing from an old personality that wasn't you to a more refined version of yourself. Because I think this transition can be quite challenging and quite scary sometimes, because we're presenting ourselves to the world, and for lots of us we've maybe done that before and not been accepted, and we're scared that that might happen again. It's important to realize that the only acceptance you really need is your own acceptance, and as long as you know who you are, well, that's all the validation and approval that you need. Some of the fears that come along with this for me are like, people are going to think that I've changed. People are going to think that I'm not being myself. People are going to always remember a different version of me, the version of me that I wasn't happy with, that I wasn't proud to be, or I guess I wasn't comfortable to be fully. And these are all valid fears, but they all stem from the need to be seen and be wanted and be desired by others. And while these are very human wants and desires, they are simply just wants and desires, and they can be observed, and so they are not you. And I truly believe that the freedom that comes with becoming yourself outweighs all of those. So when these fears arise, just let them be there, and understand that they are there as a protective defense mechanism that you have built up over time. And these walls can be broken down by the observation of them. I think a lot of the time when we are finding ourselves, we end up finding part of ourselves, and we become more ourselves, and then we decide to bring it to the world, and it goes well for a little bit, but the more we bring it out into the world, the more our old habits start to come back, because we're not fully immersed in ourselves yet. And this is where daily meditation really comes into practice, because it's a constant retreat inwards to yourself, no matter what you've put out there. And the more that you just are yourself throughout the day, the more you become yourself. I've noticed on my journey, I go through like 5 to 7 day periods of being me and projecting who I want to be to the world, and then I'll get caught up in some drama or some mental loop of thoughts, and that I'm not fully aware of, and I'll retreat back to my old habits, and then 2 days later I go, okay, I take a step inwards, and okay, let me regather myself. And this is all okay. This is all part of learning. I've found this happens to absolutely everybody on the planet, so don't feel like because you've gone back off track, that you're bound to be that way forever. Because I've also noticed that the more that I've found myself going there, the more easy I'm able to recognize when I'm going there, and then I can pull myself back to myself before I go too far, you know? I really, really, really am such a strong advocate for meditation. It brings peace and clarity to all situations, regardless what that might be. And it is not something that is easy, but I really truly believe that it is necessary for all of life, all tasks, social skills, learning abilities, mental health, just general happiness. All of these things can be improved by meditation and self-reflection, self-inquiry, being curious about yourself and what goes on within here and what goes on outside. And this curiosity is a muscle that can be developed through daily meditation.